Decades.
Mr. President, who told you that information was not classified?
Another question,
Which of your national
please,
security
go ahead.
advisors? Just following up on your comments on the economy, there is
Decades.
He just doesn't answer? Yeah, Brian's right. People should just keep asking the same question then until they get kicked out. Apparently these are prior statements of all the involved officials on classified information.
Nobody was texting war plans.
Senior members of Donald Trump's cabinet have been involved in a serious security breach while discussing secret military plans, allegedly secret.
President put lives at risk, and you can get people killed when you do that. Both the president, Hillary Clinton, if there was anyone other than Hillary Clinton, they would be in jail right now. This is a real deal, full-blown national security scandal.
She was less than truthful about it repeatedly. And it goes to the issue of both competence and credibility. It is irresponsible for an elected official in her capacity to be discussing highly sensitive things on a format that she had to have known was not fully secured.
I think it's why many of us felt that there should have been a prosecution started with respect to Hillary Clinton regarding classified emails.
When you have the Clinton emails, when you have the fact that the sitting national security advisor right now, Jake Sullivan, was sending and laundering classified documents into an unclassified server, on top of the fact that the sitting president of the United States admitted he had documents in his garage that you're going in and out of.
Thank you. This should happen. They're going to say no, but it needs to happen. Getting a no is important rather than just not even requesting it. I saw this. Representative Dan Goldman, Democrat from New York, is preparing to send a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi requesting that a special counsel be appointed to investigate the incident involving top Trump administration national security officials accidentally adding a journalist to discussions of military operations. This should be a special counsel appointment, but I seriously doubt it. But hey, maybe they'll do it. Or maybe they'll at least find like the most hack Republican job they possibly can to do a special investigation on it. But tapping the sign. New right-wing thing is describing crimes as generically as possible to pretend like they're not crimes. Someone gets convicted of conspiracy and they start yelling, wow, so it's illegal to make plans with friends now.
Order, Jeffrey.
Oh, God, who's this guy? I hate this guy. Fuck, I forgot his name. What's this guy? Josh Hawley. Oh, senator from Missouri. There are a few people, him, Jim Jordan. God, I hate Jim Jordan. When you see them, you know you're about to hear the dumbest, most sweep, insane fucking hack statements, the most politically partisan bullshit you've ever heard in your entire fucking life. Here we go.
Senator Hawley, I'll just read part of this piece in The Atlantic. The world found out shortly before 2 p.m. Eastern on March 15th that the U.S. was bombing Houthi targets across Yemen. And this reporter, Jeffrey Goldberg, writes that I, however, knew 2 hours before the first bombs exploded that the attack might be coming. The reason I knew this is that, again, this is the article in The Atlantic, that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, had texted me the war plan at 11:44 a.m. The plan included precise information about weapons packages, targets, and timing. Senator, your reaction to this?
Well, I thought what the Secretary of Defense just said, Laura, was an outstanding statement. And listen, I mean, we don't know how much of this is accurate or not, but it looks like even if everything the Atlantic reported is true, it's the president's advisors discussing among themselves options they might recommend to the president. And nobody can...
How long has he been a senator for?
Senator Hawley,
July 3rd, 2019. Okay, fine. I wonder if he ever made... what did he do before? Did he ever make Hillary email statements? Let's see. We've got Jesse Waters talking about this.
Did you ever try to start a group text? You're adding people and you accidentally add the wrong person. All of a sudden, your Aunt Mary knows all your raunchy plans for the bachelor party. Well, that kind of happened today with the Trump administration. Mike Waltz was putting together a group chat on Signal, an encrypted app, with the Secretary of Defense, the VP, and a bunch of other national security officials to collaborate on whether to strike Iranian proxies in Yemen who keep firing missiles and shutting down shipping. Well, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz accidentally added a reporter to the group text, and not a good reporter. Jeffrey Goldberg from The Atlantic, one of the biggest hoax artists around. Well, he heard some things he probably shouldn't have, but could have been a wee bit of a security breach. But it's not like they homebrewed a server and then bleached it or kept classified documents in their garages next to their Corvette. I'm sure it won't happen again.
Jesus.
Minority Leader Schumer has called for an investigation into how this could have happened. Would you support one?
Well, listen, it doesn't surprise me that Chuck Schumer's immediate response is engage in political attacks. That's that.
How many fucking impeachment hearing things did they try to have for Biden? How many years was Hunter Biden investigated? How many different times did they try to investigate the Clintons for years and years until Ken Starr finally came up with the Monica Lewinsky stuff that was completely unrelated for anything he was originally looking for years and years related to emails and Benghazi for Hillary for how many times have they said, like, Obama is a fucking war criminal, needs to be investigated for a drone strike? How many times have they, for the, what was it? Did we bring up Hillary's emails? Like, there are so many things they've, and they're like, oh, you guys want to investigate us for a little, oh, wow, really? Oh, come on, guys.
Listen, it doesn't surprise me that Chuck Schumer's immediate response is engage in political attacks. That's apparently all the Democrats are about today is political attacks, and Schumer has a real incentive to do that.
Good job, Schumer. Look at all that respect you got, Schumer, as you walk away with fucking Republicum leaking out of your fucking ass and mouth. Look at you. Good job, Schumer. You sure did a great job, man.
Because his left flank, he's got AOC threatening to primary him right now, and he's worried about his left flank. I got to say, I'm curious why Schumer and the Democrats are not concerned about the fact that for the last 4 years, the Houthis have been allowed to engage in terrorism against America, against America's allies, to drive up cost for consumers. Look, that terrorism makes shipping through the Suez Canal much, much more expensive, which means Americans, when you go to the grocery store and department store, you're paying more money because Joe Biden and the Democrats were not willing to stand up and defend America.
Wait. So cost of goods wasn't because of monetary policy or printing more money or any of the legislation, but it was because of the Houthi stuff? Or maybe he just means it was a contributing factor, but okay.
President Trump is being vigorous going after the Houthis in his direction. And actually, I read through that the whole Jeffrey Goldberg article. His direction, the president's direction, was open up these shipping lanes. That's good for America. And it raises a natural question. Why didn't Joe Biden and the Democrats do that over the 4 years they were in office?
Well, they literally did bomb them. We literally saw it happening. It was literally happening, but okay.
Just one more question about that Jeffrey Goldberg article, and we'll move on. You were obviously fiercely critical of Hillary Clinton and her handling of classified information on a private email server, calling it grossly negligent. If we were on your podcast, The Verdict with Ted Cruz, would you call this grossly negligent?
Please just find a way to pivot and just only talk about Hillary. Come on, you can do it.
Well, listen, it was clearly a screw-up. It was obvious that including Jeffrey Goldberg was inadvertent, and that was a mess.
Oh, never mind. Or just like fucking sweep harder than you've ever swept in your entire life. Oh my God. It was a screw-up. I like how the reframe, they must have, the RNC or the RNCC or whatever, they must do like communications. Like, listen, we have to admit that they did make a mistake. Okay, guys? We're going to admit that. But the mistake was just adding the journalist. Okay? That was the mistake, guys. That's it. That's all you give on. This reframing is so fucking stupid.
It was clearly a screw-up. It was obvious that including Jeffrey Goldberg was inadvertent, and that was a mess, and an embarrassing mess. But I will say there's a big difference in that immediately the Trump White House took responsibility. They said this was genuine, this was a real exchange.
Did they even? What did Trump put out a statement, or did they put out a statement saying that? I mean, this was after. It was like fucking undeniable. Hello, the guy knew attacks that were happening like beforehand. Destiny, why do they focus on the content? Why don't they focus on the content and just the reporter? It's an ad hominem, literally. It's to try to say, oh, this Jeffrey Goldberg guy, he's a troublemaker. He's part of the deep state, okay? So, of course, he's reporting the story. So it's a way to attack the credibility of the story by trying to attack the credibility of the author in a way that has nothing to do with the story at all.
Minority leadership.
Daniel Goldman is a congressman from where? From New York. I'm assuming he's a Democrat. Blue background. This was 5 hours ago? This shit fucking Reddit webpage, God.
One question.
Can you share how your information about war plans against the Houthis in Yemen was shared with a journalist in The Atlantic? And were those details classified?
Oh, this was yesterday.
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited
journalist,
so-called journalist,
Okay,
who's
there we go.
made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia, or the fine people on both sides hoax, or suckers and losers hoax. So this is a guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does. I would love to comment on the Houthi campaign because of the skill and courage of our troops. I've monitored it very closely from the beginning. And you see, we've been managing 4 years of deferred maintenance under the Trump administration. Our troops, our sailors were getting shot at as targets. Our ships couldn't sail through. And when they did shoot back, it was purely defensively or at shacks in Yemen. President Trump said, no more. We will reestablish deterrence. We will open freedom of navigation, and we will ultimately decimate the Houthis, which is exactly what we're doing as we speak from the beginning, overwhelmingly.
Why were those details shared on Signal, and how did you learn that a journalist was privy to the targets, the types of weapons used?
I've heard I was characterized. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
People do get on those lines, whether it's Signal or anything else, yeah. People do get on those lines, whether it's Signal or anything else, yeah.
I wonder what he was referring to there. People can randomly pick up secured lines to listen. That should never be the case, but okay. But I don't know what he was
as a result of this. Well, I mean, look, we look at everything, and they've made a big deal out of this because we've had 2 perfect months. We are bringing in business. We have another one.
Do 500 billion. Talk about another investment. Another company has just said they're investing so much.
One announced tomorrow, a big one, very big, like in the history of our country, nobody's ever seen anything
It's trillions.
like it. And I think probably a lot of people are saying they started by saying it was the greatest first month that a president has ever had. And
who the fuck is saying this?
I think that's true. And now they say it's the best second month, and they had to find something. And this certainly will look at this. But the main thing was nothing happened. The attack was totally successful. It was, I guess, from what I understand, took place during, and it wasn't classified information. So this was not classified. Now, if it's classified information, it's probably a little bit different. But people do get on those lines, whether it's Signal or...
Publisher of the dossier. Who the fuck is this loser? I might even be able to link this tweet. If I was added to a Signal chat with our top intel and defense officials, first thing I would do is get on my knees and slurp, 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 and tell them slurp, slurp, slurp. I would then leave the chat after they'd each had their turn with my boyish asshole. Jeffrey Goldberg was lurking intentionally and didn't even slurp, I bet. It's beyond despicable. I would have shut it with my knee pads. Also, this should be a nonstop talking point. Once we're through with this administration, you need to ask people. Every journalist should be, first of all, no conservative should just be allowed near media ever. Anybody that was part of this bullshit should just be banned from all fucking media, okay? But the question should be, all right, we had 4 years of Trump, then we had 4 years of Biden, then we had 4 more years of Trump. You had at least 8 years. Where is the deep state? We talked about the deep state the whole time. Who was it? Give me one concrete example of the deep state, because you had 8 years in office to investigate from top to bottom all this impropriety. Where is it? Who is it? How is it? Where? Who, what, where, when, why is it? Eight years in office. Wait, fuck, hold on. Wait, what is this? This is from our first... From the first story of the day. That girl whose story we listened to. Somebody was messaging her, man, I love you, but you need to stop. You told me you were begging him to invite you over. Please, bro. And then you block me. Literally a week prior to all these videos, you tell me and Anna Marie that you're going to do this stupid shit. Stop lying about it. It's dead ass going to ruin his life. Shut the fuck up. Seriously, you were laughing when I told you all about it. Of course I blocked you. You only started to care because other people did. It's none of your business what I lie about or what I don't lie about. And I can't go forward now and tell everyone I didn't mean half of it anyways. Limfea, these retarded fucking fans of his will be on me forever because I kind of lied about him. Like, fuck off. It's none of your business anyway. I'm blocking you. Tell Anna Marie I said fuck her too. You're seriously sick. I hope you get help. Lying about shit like this is insane. You know that, right? Damn. Wait, is this... I wonder if there's any confirmation that these texts are real and not just like... Because I guess technically somebody could just like doctor this, but... So admitting she's lying? Well, I don't even know what she's lying about, because even in the totality of her story, she doesn't even describe anything that bad. Like, her example of the sexual assault was the fact that she has a bruise on her butt that she said he gave her with his teeth. But like, there's no evidence of any foul play anywhere, even in her whole story that she tells. So, Jesus. Okay, let's do this real fast. Good luck. Cyber Awareness Challenge 2025. Oh wait, I thought this was about classified information. What the fuck is this about? To meet technical functionality requirements, this awareness product was developed to function with Windows and Mac operating systems. It's also tested for compatibility, testing support for... Oh wait, what is this? Just oh, I thought it was gonna be like a quiz that we could do. Never mind.
Welcome to the Cyber Awareness Challenge.
Why is it so loud?
From the keyboard now for audio.
Okay, it's too loud. I don't care.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. All persons having business before the Honorable
members of the gang before they remove.
This is the removal to El Salvador. Was there anything interesting in this? This is the argument before the Court of Appeals for the TRO, right? Is this going all the way to the Supreme Court as well? The TRO appeal?
Act is almost as old as the Constitution, and it would savor of doctrinaire audacity now.
Oh, wait, is this another executive order calling out a particular law firm? Addressing risks from Jenner and Block. By authority vested in me as President of the Constitution. So-called big law... I like how he puts so-called like a fucking 4-year-old. So-called big law firm. So-called. Is yet another law firm that has abandoned the profession's highest ideals, condoned partisan lawfare, and abused its pro bono practice to engage in activities that undermine justice and interest in the United States. For example, Jenner engages in obvious partisan representations to achieve political ends, supports attacks against women and children based on refusal to accept the biological reality of sex, and backs the obstruction of efforts to prevent illegal aliens from committing horrific crimes. They were thrilled to rehire unethical Andrew Weissman after his time engaging in partisan prosecution as part of Robert Mueller's entirely... That's just fucking... It's just... We don't even talk... No one even cares about this. Like, Trump targeting law firms because they... This is like the most egregious... Some of the most egregious anti-free speech. It's such a shakedown. Oh, and they're just wiping all the security clearances. Terminating all contracts with that law firm. Jesus Christ.
Article: the Trump administration accidentally texted me its war plans. Oh, oops. If you think we should do it, let's go. I just hate bailing Europe out again from JD Vance. Oh, fuck. So they leaked the group chat. Let's just make sure that our messaging is tight here. And if there are things we can do up front to minimize risk to Saudi oil facilities, we should do it. Those are our boys. I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's caps lock pathetic. But Mike is correct. We're the only ones on the planet who can do this. Nobody else is even close. Questions timing. I feel like now is a good time to say, given President directive to reopen shipping lanes, I think we should go, but President still retains 24 hours of decision space. Houthi PCs.
It's all just going to be epic and hilarious, right?
This is after they blew him up. Excellent. A good start. Bro fist, America flag, fire. Good job, Pete, and you and the team. Great work, all powerful start. And this is the reaction to blowing these dudes up. Oh, fuck. Brian Hughes, the spokesperson for the National Security Council, responded 2 hours later, confirming the veracity of the signal group. We are reviewing how an inadvertent number was added to the chain. So they even confirmed it as real. With emojis and about bailing Europe out. Man.
You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials.
No matter whatever Trump says here, he's going to laugh in response. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
With the Houthis.
Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it, for the first time.
Do it. Laugh.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey.
I'm actually disappointed that there's not more dumb shit in here. Somebody like posting like a random meme and it's like Donald Trump like driving a race car. The thread is a demonstration of how deep and thoughtful policy coordination between senior officials are going on. Imagine if JD was posting a meme. JD posts a meme of himself. Oh, God.
Data Asman. Hillary's emails was probably before his political time, I guess. I wonder if he talked about the Biden documents. That might have been before his time in doing mass politics as well.
Because we in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So yes.
Don't like me anything else from her because I like everything I've seen, and somebody's gonna like me some shit where she's talking about fucking DEI or Palestine, and I'm gonna lose all my respect. Okay, let's just keep her. We got a high opinion right now. Say the other EO. I got it. Memorandum opinion about is this the Venezuelan thing? Yeah. The pre-dawn hours of Saturday, March 15th, 5 Venezuelan non-citizens being held in Texas by the Department of Homeland Security sought emergency relief in this court. They justifiably feared that in a matter of hours they might be removed from our country pursuant not to the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952, but instead the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, a law last invoked in the wake of Pearl Harbor as the nation was preparing for a world war. The president, plaintiffs believed, had secretly signed a proclamation invoking the act, and upon its imminent publication, the government would begin immediately removing them without any hearing to ensure that they fell within its scope. As expected, later that day, the president indeed published a proclamation announcing that because Tren de Aragua, a violent transnational criminal organization based in Venezuela, had committed an invasion or predatory incursion upon the United States, the government could begin immediately deporting any Venezuelan non-citizens it deemed to be members of Tren de Aragua. Plaintiffs are among those so deemed. Were all 5 of these people deported that are part of this case? Or are they still being held? Does anybody... Where am I... You guys need to read more. Fuck you. It sounds like these 5 haven't been deported yet, based on how this motion reads, or this memorandum of opinion reads, because the named plaintiffs dispute that they're members of Tren de Aragua. They may not be deported until the court has been able to decide the merits of their challenge, nor may any members of the provisionally certified class be removed until they have been given the... So this applies to the rest of them as well, but okay. Yeah, I'll probably go over the Noah Samson video next. I have it open, but I haven't watched it yet. All right, so this is United States District Court for the District of Columbia. So now it gets appealed to the Circuit Court, and those are the oral arguments. That's what these are. The Court of Appeals, which is a district court for the DC Circuit. Or not the district court, I'm sorry, the Circuit Court. And that was yesterday. So this was probably published, when, yesterday as well? Or 2 days ago? Just go through the court recording you have open. Bro, that's a 2-hour oral arguments or whatever. Yeah, this was yesterday, okay. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Florida debates lifting some child labor laws to fill jobs vacated by undocumented immigrants. Bill would allow 14-year-olds to work overnight shifts and guaranteed meal breaks for 16, 17-year-olds. Damn. Okay, we might listen to this, but I think I might do a pit stop first on Noah Sampson. Oh boy. Let me use the restroom. Hold on. Oh boy. Timestamp 37:15. Do you agree with Joe Rogan that anything?
Joe Rogan podcast, check it out.
Now downstream from us.
Yeah, and anything masculine is right wing. Anything.
Oh, we listened to basically a clip of this already. But yeah, it is a big problem on the left. It is a huge problem. Or on the progressive left, at least, which are the people that seem to control all the media for some reason. Hold on, before we go over this Noah stuff. I don't care about me debating about Hillary with Asmongold 7 years ago. He wasn't anywhere near as politically involved then. I don't care about videos from 7 years ago. Please stop linking it. I don't care. Okay, what the fuck is this subreddit? But I love you. No one is taking Amos home. They're settling empty land, and the Palestinians deserve it. Jesus. We've got hardcore Israelis deep in the DGG threads. My God. Do you think Mudahar suing Noah Sampson is possible? I don't know. We're about to watch the video about it, so we'll see. Oh, boy.